You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests when we got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh at memes, gonna listen dreams, gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to the break of dawn. Gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. This is Season 3, Episode number 25. And tonight we welcome Retro Gaming Maniac to the show. What's up, Josh?
Hey, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for being here, man.
Appreciate you hopping in on short notice.
Yeah,
No problem. I really appreciate
Clutch.
offering.
yeah, you came in clutch, brother.
So how's
Well,
everyone
I'm glad to
going?
be part of it, so I appreciate it.
Sorry, what's that, Figs?
How's everyone going this evening? Everyone good?
Doing pretty good, man. I finally got my computer set up. I'm happy about that. No more weird mic issues like the last show for me, even though they were minimal. But, I just want to make sure everything's perfect for the podcast and everything. But, yeah, just happy I got my setup finally the way I want it to be. So, feeling pretty
That's
good.
Yeah.
Anything's missing is the bullet poster behind you, and then it'll be back to normal again.
In the next show, I promise it'll be right there. Trust me.
That's awesome. Retro Gaming Mag, your setup's looking pretty sick too. For a second, I thought
Yeah,
that was an
thank you.
actual CRT sitting behind you. I was confused.
Yeah, I've got my gaming computer back here with my monitor, and I've just got a cool little background showing some, N64 retro stuff going on. But
It kind of looked like it was there for a
gaming
minute.
look here. So
That looks good. I like it.
That's like a nice little gaming shrine. Like I could.
Yeah,
see
I'm
you
actually
got
in a
Dragon
closet
Ball
right now.
figures, and there you go. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
yeah.
Mhm.
What was it? We had a guest once. Like what he set it up in his shed, right? Wasn't that one of the guys?
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw?
yeah.
He,
I saw
That's an
Yeah.
Aussie thing to do. It's really
Set up
common.
in his shed like that. It was pretty cool. He had power running out there and everything.
So,
Yeah, and the
so
shed
real
was
quick-
all lined, so like insects and snakes couldn't climb in or anything.
So real quick, guys, I want to stream to my channel too, but it's asking me to log in, so I might drop out for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Reggie.
Okay.
It's all good.
Hey, Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself and your YouTube channel,
Well,
man.
As far as YouTube goes, I've been doing YouTube for about 10 years, off and on, more as just a hobby. I go in periods of where I'm doing it seriously, and then I do more of a hobby. But been doing it for about 10 years. I've got about 2,500 subscribers, and I enjoy doing like pickups videos. I had a series I do with Reggie called the Horror Insider Show, which is one I really enjoy because I enjoy horror games. That's kind of what I collect mostly is PS1, PS2 horror games,
Nice.
including some NES horror games. I'm just rolled into that. I do a series called Games of My Childhood, Toys of My Childhood, and those usually open up with like retro commercials and stuff of the game or the toys, and then I go about why this game is important to me, why I enjoy it, and I do pickups videos and a little bit of everything, live streams, and I had a podcast I do off and on with Reggie called the Retro Code Podcast. But yeah, that's about me. For work, I'm a paramedic, and
cool.
so that keeps me really busy. And
I'm sure people always be messing stuff up and
Hey,
acting
you
like
know,
fools. So
it's
it's
job
always
security, though, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Job security, especially during COVID, we stayed busy.
Oh, I have
You know,
no-
people got laid off, and we just got busier. So it's a blessing and a curse, really.
Yeah, definitely. And to always have work is a blessing, but when
Yeah.
you work like that, you're stressed and everything, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it's getting pretty nice though. I try to stay on the more non-emergency side now, as far as EMS and being on the ambulance. So we do a lot of movie sets too, so that's kind of really enjoyable.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is that like setting the sets up, or
So anytime they do stunts, the company I work for will go over and just be there on standby for the stunt
okay, all right.
in case something goes wrong. So I've got to work Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and all kind of different movies, like TV series movies. It's been really fun. You get to meet a lot of cool people, meet the actors, and just cool people in the crew.
Yeah, that's
Get to
awesome.
see all the stunts. That would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
You get
I remember one
spoilers?
time we were on Jumanji 2 with The Rock, and they had this village, and they built the village. And after they did the scene with the village, they're like, it'd be cool if we blew this up, just blew up the village for the movie. And they were like, well, this village really wasn't meant to be blown up. It was put together real wood, real metal, no fake wood or anything, real concrete. But they loaded it up anyways, and then the director, producer, everybody hid behind our ambulance, and they blew that sucker up and went about 50 feet in the air, and we had like shrapnel coming down on top.
Wow.
It's pretty fun.
Worth it. So I gotta admit, like most people, when I heard they were making a Jumanji sequel, I was not. I was like, and there was like no Robin Williams, and I was like,
Yeah.
when I saw the cast, I'm like, this is just a cash grab. But I like that movie. Jumanji
They're
2
fun
is
movies,
it's
actually.
freaking funny, dude. Yeah,
They're
it
funny.
is.
Kevin Hart
So
and The
if you
Rock
just
have
go
good
in for it,
chemistry.
yeah, if you just like kind of remove like the seriousness of it, because the one was a little
Yeah.
more serious. One felt more dangerous.
It did, yeah.
You felt like they could die. I don't know. And
Yep.
two, and there's other movies that was a little goofy, like.
Well, the part
but it was
in
good.
the movie originally that really kind of like scared me in the first one was when Van Pelt was introduced. Like like a guy that hunts humans and everything like that. I was like,
Mhm.
whoa! Watching as a kid, I was like, that was crazy to me.
Yeah, it's
So-
not the new ones aren't a replacement for the original. Like that's always going to have like a special place
Right.
for me, but they're fun movies. And you throw Jack Black in there, and I haven't found a movie I don't like with Jack Black. So
Yeah, I'm the same.
Oh, have you seen Neverending Story 3? We talked about this recently.
Would you guys ever play Jumanji the board game though?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have like anxiety
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
that? Kind of?
I mean, it depends. Like if I found it somewhere, like and it was like creepy, no. But like if someone bought it from Toys R Us, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
What about the
You wanna
PS4
just actually
game? Have you
get
guys played it on
world.
PS4 at all?
I heard it was actually pretty good, but I've never played it.
It's very basic. It's a very almost like a Candyland style game.
Mm.
So it's fun though. I mean, it's cool, but it's very basic and similar to Candyland, where just move across the board type thing.
So you're talking about the PS4 game, Josh?
I'm talking about the board game. Are we talking about the PS4 game?
Oh yeah, we were talking about the PS4 game. Like, have you played
well-
that yet? No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, because I was wondering if it was any good, and I heard it was decent, but I don't know if anybody else has played it.
Mm-mm.
I picked it up,
I've
but
seen
I
gameplay
haven't
of the
played it.
PS4 version.
Oh yeah. Well,
That-
it's one of those games I feel like I would keep sealed, but
Yeah, I looked at it like one of those things like, oh, it's in the movies right now, so they made a game for it. Not, they made a game for it because they had a really good idea and
Mhm.
they wanted to make a game.
Have movie games gotten better? You remember back in the PS2 era how like
everything.
every movie had a game and it was usually garbage?
Yeah,
Like, has that gotten better over the years?
it's pretty hit and miss still, but when they're able to do it, a lot of the developers are able to do creative ideas. I would say, like I think Wanted, even though it was a PS3 game, I think they did a good job on that game with the bullet effect, how you kind of curve the bullets and everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Movie-based games are like the developers are kind of safe to bring new ideas to the games, because they got a pretty good budget, I would think.
Yeah.
But I would say like they're still hit and miss though.
Yeah.
A lot of them
And
are just reskin games too. Like
Yeah,
I can't remember the title. There was an Adventure Time game on PS3, and a movie came out, and it was literally the same game, and they just slapped on a different, like they slapped on the movie characters, and it was the same missions, the same world, everything. You get the name of the actual title, but there's a few games like that on the PS3 where it was the same game with a new title. Like let's put SpongeBob on the front instead of a generic character or something. It worked.
Yeah, I think one of the worst movie games I've ever played was Fantastic Four on the PS2.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
I was the only one that liked that game, dude. Wow.
I think
I played it like once.
Well, I was actually pumped that the movie was coming out, and then I saw the game. I thought you were going to actually be able to play as all four characters, a 4-player pretty much co-op. But pretty much the game plays, well, you play as 2 Fantastic Four characters, and then when you get to the boss, all 4 of them arrive together, and you can switch between them and in the 2-player mode, which I thought was cool at the time. But going back to those movies, man, they just, especially the Silver Surfer one, they were just not really good movies, man. And then the game, I guess I was just more open to liking it because I liked the movie at the time to liking the game. But playing it now, I wouldn't recommend. Hey, let's play Fantastic Four. Like, no, I would never say that to anybody.
Oh, you have fun with that?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of those licensed tie-in games are really down to how much you like the franchise. Like a lot of people crap on like the Lost game that came out on PS3, but like I like Lost, so to me it's still kind of fun because I like the characters.
It's like an extra chapter too, in a way, like
exactly.
It's like a story, another story episode.
Let's talk about some movie tie-in games that we really enjoyed because there's some really good ones out there.
Yeah, so well, not like a movie, but I always think of like Futurama, the game. Like people are pay so much for that because it's like it's like more of the show. You know what I mean? Like, and if you want more of the show, there you go.
That's a hard game to find too, if I'm not mistaken. That's an expensive game now.
Very expensive.
Oh yeah,
but like I like the Simpsons games. I even like the Family Guy game. There's a lot of TV show games.
Those are fun games, yeah.
Less than movies, I feel.
The Family Guy game is awesome because the final boss in that game is the chicken, the evil chicken.
No spoilers, bro.
I mean, you haven't. Well, it's been like 20 years though, but I guess it doesn't matter.
There's a few Family Guy games. The PS3 one was really fun, and people don't talk about that. A lot of the South Park games are really good. I know a new one just came out. I haven't heard about it yet.
The one where the first one that came out a few years ago was actually really good. I heard it plays like an RPG.
The second one was the same. They're both
same. Okay.
Like they got the humor part of it. So if you don't like the South Park humor, it's not going to be for you. But if you like South Park humor, it's that for 30 hours of the game, and it's great fun.
There's a game that I like. It's based on it's The Walking Dead that everybody hated, and I really like to actually beat it twice. It's Walking Dead Survival Instincts, first-person shooter. That one was good, man.
Josh, I agree with you. I bought that game and I liked it, but you can't recommend it to anybody because people were like upset about the whole thing with Merle.
Dude, I enjoyed it. It had some jump scares. I like the whole. You actually have to play it twice to see all the levels because it's branching paths.
Right.
And then it had jump scares. It had the real cool graphic when you get right behind a zombie, you could stab them and stuff. And then it had choosing different paths to get to the next level. So you go the mountain road, you go the highway or the back roads, and the highway may get you there quicker, but you have more of a chance of running into a roadblock where zombies are going to be there. And then if you run into that, you have to get out, fight them, maybe find survivors. It was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. It reminded me of that game on Xbox. I think it was called Island of the Living Dead or something like that. It was I forgot what one of the third or fourth Living Dead movie was called, but it kind of reminded me of that game. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's an Xbox exclusive, and it just reminds me of Survival Instinct, But it's hard to get people to agree with you about a Survival Instinct, man. But I think it was a pretty solid game.
I haven't found anybody that agree with me.
I got two franchises I wanted to bring up. First was Ghostbusters. I played one of the Ghostbusters games on PS3. I've had a blast playing that. And I know a lot of the other ones are quite
That's
fun.
A great game. Yeah, that one's fantastic.
Another one I wanted to bring up was one of my favorite games of all time, and it was on the PS2, and it was Scarface, the video game. What they did was interesting. Is so Scarface, the movie, the protagonist dies at the end. It's a 40-year-old movie, so there's no sequel to it. However, the video game designers went, "Hang on, let's rewind the movie 5 minutes and have the character not die and see what would have happened if he survived."
That's a cool idea.
That's what you get to play, and it is so good. It was like I thought it was as good as Vice City back in the day, and like it kind of holds up. It kind of doesn't. I've played it recently. Yeah,
it might be something worth playing on an emulator and like upping the resolution and everything. Just
that's what I've done. I've got it on 1080p on my PC, playing it with fast loading times. Nostalgia's a thing where, like, if you've never played it before and you've only played new games, it's not going to be great. But if you've got any nostalgia for the movie or like early 2000s open world games, it's amazing.
Well, a lot of people were upset. I mean, when I remember when I first saw Scarface, I was upset that he got killed at the end, But I felt like the game was like a breath of fresh air because they were actually going to get him, Al Pacino, back to do the character, but his voice had changed so much over the years he couldn't do it, so they hired somebody else to do it. But it feels like it's Tony Montana, and you're out to get revenge against Sosa and his guys, because I felt like the ending scene in that movie was awesome, and that's pretty much the beginning of the game. You get to play the ending scene. They raid his house, his mansion, and you got to take out the guys. It's so insanely crazy. But what I like about the game is that you have to build everything back up because he loses everything, but you build it back up, and it's some of the stuff in that game is like insane. It's like on the movie level, like the scenes in it, like it's crazy stuff. Definitely what I would call a hidden gem because a lot of people don't know it exists. There's another movie I want to bring up. They made a Godfather game based off the first two movies.
Yeah, it wasn't as good.
I have that one.
I played them both. They were good games, but if you compare Godfather games to the Mafia games, they're not even in the
same level. Yeah, it was definitely a cash grab. You could,
No, they were good games. The problem with them is they were just repetitive. It was the same stuff for the entire game. I like to compare them to the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. At the end of the game, you got to like take over all the gangs in Los Santos, and it's really repetitive, and it's the same. That feels like the Godfather. You're just controlling every territory, and you're constantly getting phone calls of, "Hey, our boys are getting jumped. We need to get down to the bar," and that's the whole game. You're just driving around
like every mission. Another game that is similar to what you were talking about, Figsy, how like they didn't create a sequel, so they created a game, and that was the sequel. Was Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. Oogie Boogie's Revenge. That was actually a really solid game that captured the feel of the original, but it was a continuation from the original. It's like a sequel, like the only true sequel of that movie. It was really cool.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's a fun game.
So what was what's your worst memory of like a game that was like a tie-in game? For me, I'm just gonna start off like the game that I thought would be really awesome that I was looking forward to. I was Dracula on Sega CD. I thought that was gonna be so good because I was like, I loved them. And boy, was I did not enjoy it, and I tried so hard to like it because back then it was like I wasn't getting a lot of Sega CD games, so I don't know. But God,
Sony dropped the ball on that one, man.
I did not enjoy it. So somebody's out there probably like, I love that game, but no.
For me, one of the worst ones for me, like movie tie-in game, was I was really looking forward to Terminator 3 because back when they were saying, "Hey, Terminator Arnold's coming back, making a new Terminator," and I was like, "Oh man, the game's gonna be fun." Yeah, and they came out with Terminator 3 Redemption, I think is what it was called, and it's almost a third-person game on the rail, like you're forced to move forward the whole time. I just did not like that gameplay aspect. It was ridiculously hard. The voice actor was horrible for Terminator. I was pretty disappointed with that one. I don't know if you played it, but it's a shooter on the rails, third person in a lot of the missions, and it's just ridiculously hard. I could never beat past like the third or fourth level.
Well, I have a game that you probably would like though. Based off Terminator, which is Terminator Resistance. Have you played that one?
Yeah, I played that one. Yeah.
Oh, that game is so good. I actually got my platinum in that game. That's how like deep. I was into that game. It was a lot of fun. Yeah,
that was the first PS5 game I ordered. I think it came up through like limited run games or something. I'm pretty sure at the time.
So
yeah.
There is a game I want to mention. It's probably one of the worst movie connected games ever. And I bought it because I bought it a few years ago because I was going to do a video about all movie-based games, good and
Oh,
bad.
you should.
That'd be a long
They're
video.
hilarious.
I still have a lot of them.
So
Even
good.
there's a Friends PS2 game like based off the TV show Friends. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
insane.
Pretty sure I've got.
But,
Oh man, please make that video. I need to. I want to see the bad just as much as the good.
Well, I actually recorded the scene a couple years ago for one. I still have it for the movie I'm talking about, which is connected to the Beverly Hills Cop series, which is Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. And he plays Axel Foley. He doesn't look anything like him because they couldn't get his likeness, of course. But the guy, the game is so unfinished and just so many bugs, but it's hilarious because they add the music to it, and then that compels you to play it. Like the Beverly Cop soundtrack was awesome, right? But that game was like the worst ever.
Movie?
Yeah, it's coming out on Netflix sometime in a couple months. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel Foley. So yeah.
We'll see.
While we're still on this topic, one that we haven't brought up that's arguably one of the best movie games of all time, and there's a lot of games in this franchise, but this one particular stands out, and that's 007 GoldenEye.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The movie was good, but the video game was like the pinnacle of the N64.
I think the game was better than the movie actually.
Yeah, there's some good 007 games out there. Like
Oh yeah. World is Not Enough was solid too.
What's the one they did on PS3 that was an exclusive?
Well, there's a co-op. There's one that's co-op too on the PS2. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe
Bloodstone. Bloodstone was amazing, and it wasn't based on a movie. It was an original idea just for the video game. It's so good.
Everything or Nothing, Reggie.
Everything or Nothing. That's the 2-player one. Yeah, that one's really good.
It's got co-op.
Yeah, look at my buddy Josh. Got my back. Help me remember stuff.
The World Is Not Enough. Tomorrow Never Dies. 007 Racing.
Tomorrow Never Dies was kind of weak because that one came out after GoldenEye. I didn't really like that one.
I used to rent Tomorrow Never Dies and 007 Racing from Blockbuster, like over and over. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I love it. I've still got my childhood copy of it.
I do too. Yeah, same.
So cool.
I finally bought it a long time ago.
I just remember. I think I told you I worked at the swimming pool store, and that was one of the games that I played on N64 was GoldenEye, and we played it so much we tried to beat it on the hardest difficulty, and like, dude, Jaws was impossible.
Yeah, on the Aztec
level. Dude,
Yeah.
I just remember like, I don't think we ever beat it. Maybe we did. I don't even remember. It was rough, dude.
Andy was saying they made the GoldenEye game before the movie was released.
They did, yeah. They sure did. Another one I want to. Well, it's based off a TV show, but I actually like the 24 game for PS2, based off the series.
Yeah.
That one's really good. It just has some frame rate problems, but other than that, you get past that, it's a solid it's above average game, I would say.
X-Files.
A couple I wanted to bring up.
Oh,
on PS1. That was a lot.
Forgot about that.
So, which one did you just bring up, Josh?
The X-Files on PS2.
On PS2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I sent you a copy of that years ago. Huh?
You did. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a Resident Evil clone, basically. And it's solid.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it actually, so let's not talk about it. Let's talk about something else.
Is it expensive now?
Oh, you kidding me? Anything survival horror now, especially from the golden era, it's like gone up in price because they don't make games like that anymore.
Yeah,
that's good.
There's a couple PS2 games I still want. That's one of them.
This is my most expensive one.
Oh well, there you go.
Cool on.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind that one either. But
yeah, it's really creepy.
I'm not after that per se. I'm waiting for a PS4 port, baby. Let's go. Drop that value to the float. Let's go.
You can almost argue that the Kingdom Hearts series deserve to have a mention. They're all kind of movie spin-off games to an extent.
Yeah,
I never got into those games.
There's so many. I got into the first Kingdom Hearts, and I loved it because I was one of the first crossovers that was really popular. But by the time part 2 came out, man, I was done with that series. It took too long. It was too kiddie. I wanted like a darker story, but Disney wouldn't do that. So I lost interest pretty much immediately. Pretty much in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, he plays a new character. I was like, who is this dude, man? What happened to Zora? I was like, yeah, I'm good. So never got back into it.
I think that's the idea, though. The target audience is kids predominantly, and then the darker story is Final Fantasy if you're into that kind of stuff.
Back in the day, I wasn't into Kingdom Hearts, but now, like, I have a greater appreciation for like Disney characters, and I'm a lot more into it. I think I would actually enjoy it if I tried it again.
Interesting.
Well, I was gonna actually say, you said earlier that you do like toy collecting too. Is that like
Yeah.
Do you do that as much as game collecting? You say it's like an
Not
equal
as much,
hobby,
but
or-
a good bit. Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
not as much, but I do. I mean, I've got a bunch.
Yeah, I've looked into obviously some of the toys I had when I was a kid, and they're insane how much they are. And then
Oh, yeah.
I've really wanted to get into like the horror themed like collectibles they have, like all the movie dolls and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
like Pinhead and Freddy, and like, oh man, I really would love all that stuff. But
Like the
I know-
McFarlane toys and all that.
oh, I would love those too, the Spawn ones and stuff. That would be
Yeah.
sick. Not even all the Spawn ones, but the other ones he makes too. Yeah. So there's a tons of different lines, but I just know to get out of hand real quick because I wouldn't buy one.
It
I would
takes
buy
up
like
so much
I'd
space,
buy like
dude.
a dozen right away.
All of them.
So,
Yep.
yeah. Mhm.
It takes up
So-
space, that's for sure.
Exactly, and I got enough stuff. I got enough toys.
No, there's never enough. You just gotta build another room, man, and keep adding.
I do. That's true
Yeah.
too. If I had another room with no stuff in it, well, clearly I
Well,
would have no choice
a
but to
friend-
fill it with stuff like that.
A friend of mine, what he did was he bought one of those storage sheds that are like houses, and
Mhm.
he put it in his backyard and added pretty much all his games in there and filled that up because his room in the house was filled up, so he just added more stuff out there, and he actually put his game room out there too, which is pretty cool. So
Nice.
Yeah, I saw a
Yeah.
guy that ran out of wall space, so he took all his figures that were still in packages and pinned them to the ceiling. His
Oh,
whole ceiling
wow.
was action figures. Like there was no
Wow.
space on the ceiling.
I mean, it looks cool, but you're just like decreasing the value of all of them.
yeah, because
Hey, another one that got brought up from chat, Jeremiah mentioned the Mad Max movie / video game, and that was an early PS4 title, but that was so much fun. If you haven't played that,
You want to get out of here?
That one.
You talk to me. I'll never forget that line.
No, the only Mad Max game I ever played was on NES.
Is that the shooter one?
But just the NES one is like a top down. There is a
Okay.
game called Outlander on Sega Genesis.
That is totally Mad Max. But
It's
just
Mad
yeah.
Max. It was actually developed as a Mad Max game,
Really?
and they lost the rights halfway through development, so they changed the name. So the whole game is Mad Max, but they just changed the name. And that game is sick because you drive, you get into like, you're drive. It's Sega Genesis, but it's surprisingly good. You can shoot cars. You run out of gas, you pull over, and then it goes into a side scroller,
Yep.
and then you have to like collect items and stuff. And then when you get back on the road, bikers will come up, and when they start banging on your car, it shifts to a first person view, and you can pull out a double barrel sawed off and just blast them, and just blood goes everywhere. It's crazy.
Dude, you're making me want that game again because the Super Nintendo version, the Genesis versions are slightly different from each other, so
Yeah.
they're both worth getting actually. But I think more people prefer the Genesis one. I don't
It's a
remember.
solid game.
Yeah, I need to
Well,
pick
then
that up
I-
again.
Probably no blood in the Super Nintendo one. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That was always the thing back in the day. Like Genesis had like the blood in Mortal Kombat, and like you had to put like a code in to get it on SNES or some crap like that. Or I don't remember.
But the whole
Yeah.
premise of Outlander is awesome. Like you're trying to get to a certain destination, you can run out of gas, you got to get out of the
Yep.
car, get
And
supplies.
you
so
get
you can
attacked by bikers. They'll
yeah.
get in front of you and throw pipe bombs at you. And if you ram them, they'll fly. You'll hit them. It'll show them in first person go over your car. And then you look in your mirror, your rearview mirror, and you'll see their body come just fall down behind in the rearview mirror.
Wow,
It's crazy.
that's sick. That's sick.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
awesome.
fun game.
Very cool.
There's definitely some terrible movie tie-ins as well. I played the Godzilla port of 2014. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Is that you said the 2000 Godzilla?
The 2014 one that was on PS3 and PS4.
I actually like that movie though. A lot of people hated that movie.
Is that the one that's
I thought-
expensive? The game?
Yeah, the game's expensive because it didn't sell and then they pulled the rights for it, and the game just like shot up in price and hasn't stopped.
Well, now at least I know it's not a. Well, I don't know. Is the
Might
game
like
better
it.
than the movie at least?
Who knows?
It's
So, mind if I change topic real quick? I just want to say something that blew my mind.
no, go for it.
You see that First Press Games like actually showed off collector's editions they supposedly have created.
What?
And
they're actually still around?
Supposedly they showed some pictures and they had actual assembled collector's editions, and supposedly they're actually going to send them out to people this summer. I mean, they haven't sent any out yet, so let's not get crazy.
What do you mean this summer? If they've got them, why are they sending them out today?
But they've shown photos of some of them actually existing. So as far as I know, they still have yet to ship a collector's edition to anyone, but they supposedly exist now. So maybe the universe is like realigning itself somehow. And I think that all the bad things that happened in the last few years will go away once First Press Games starts shipping their games again.
Man, people have died waiting for games for them. Like just like
I believe that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they pretty much came out in 2019. I remember talking to them before the pandemic, and now, dang, wow, it's 5 years later.
5 years. There's collector's editions from 2019 that people are still waiting for. Then Jay, you know how you said you've got them? They've probably like got a prototype of each one.
Oh yeah, they didn't show a warehouse full of them or anything like that. No.
The mock-up kind of.
They showed like, here's some collector's editions, yay! And they said like they're coming out with them. So I don't know. We'll see. I know. At this point, they got my money, so I'm just go guys, hope do it. Yeah, I'm not giving you any more money though until you give me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would you be hesitant to like buy from them from now on though? That's
hell yeah. I want Chained Echoes so bad. Like I 100% want that, but I'm not. Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's like right. It looked to me like it came out like kind of around when Sea of Stars came out, which I feel like overshadowed it a bit. Everyone seemed to like that was like a critical darling or something, but everybody says Chained Echoes is fantastic. Yep. So yeah, I want that game. And if they actually produce it and like I see someone holding it in their hand, like I have one, I will buy it, but I'm not pre-ordering anything until like that point, until I know someone has like actually received one from them. I'm not giving them any more money.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of stuff that makes people like sketchy to do pre-orders, man, because you got to give them the money up front, okay, and then like they take 2-3 years for whatever reason, and you're pretty much held hostage in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I know you want that collector's edition or whatever like that, but you shouldn't have to wait like a couple of years to get it. You know what I mean? No matter what their problems are, they got problems making it happen, then they don't need to be like selling it. I keep going back to the whole thing with Castlevania. Some of my friends had got the Castlevania collection, and to see them get that like 2-3 years later was like, what the heck is going on? Like a lot of them forgot they ordered it. It's like, come on.
I had that issue with another game that I ordered. It was like, pre-order it now, and it was called Life on Mars for the Sega Genesis, which I think I showed you a picture of it, Reggie. It's a really sick game, but it's a side-scroller Super Metroid style game called Life on Mars, and I ordered it, and it was like over a year and a half later, I completely forgot about it and just showed up in the mailbox one day. I had no email saying, hey, it's on the way, nothing. I completely forgot about it.
That's why you say that.
You got a different address.
Yeah, that's another thing too. You got to make sure you have a forwarding address if that happens, or your stuff is lost or whatever. Here's another game that I was waiting on that I forgot about. I thought it was actually not. I wasn't going to get it. You guys ever heard that game? It's called I forgot the name. It's a fighting game for Genesis. Oh my god, I can't believe I just forgot the name of it. It's so weird. Like in my head.
Paprium? Are you talking about that?
Yes, Paprium. I got an email from them saying, "Hey, your Paprium is shipped." I was like, "What? This is actually coming out?" That was insane because I ordered that back in 2017.
That was like 8 years or something for that game, I think.
Yeah, wow. I was like, dude, what the heck? I mean,
and they were one of those companies that just like went radio silent too. Like they got so sick of responding, they just like stopped.
Well, it's one guy. The one guy is weird about giving out information. He's like no news is better than bad news or some shit like that. He said like, I was like, people were like, what, dude? Are you serious? So I mean, luckily the game ended up coming out, and now it's coming out for PS4. There's a Game Gear port. There's all these other physical editions coming out for it.
That's the type of guy. He like went out for milk one morning and didn't come back to his family for 4 years. Comes back, his wife's remarried. He's like, "What? What? I said I'd be back.
I've got milk.
Here it is. Yeah. What's
It's out of date. I'll go get another one.
Was I not clear about what I said?
Bad big business practices, but I feel like a lot of these companies could like they hold people's nostalgia hostage because they I don't know, man. It's just
they could do like First Press, like they released Crimson Clover World Explosion. That's like one of my favorite games of all time. Like I literally out. They're the only ones that physically are releasing it. They have a Switch version. And they haven't shipped it, but I'm just saying, like,
haven't shipped. Okay.
When you talk about being held hostage, like it's my favorite, like one of my favorite games of all time, and they're the only ones that have it. So what am I supposed to do? So yeah, in a way, I am. If I want it,
this practice hasn't gone on forever. Like I've been collecting games for over a decade. When I first started collecting in 2015, I wasn't waiting for one pre-order to come out that I'd paid for. That wasn't a thing. But the only pre-orders were at GameStop or eBay Games of brand new games, and they were coming out in weeks. It wasn't years, it wasn't months. And if you pre-ordered something, you got a release date, and it was coming out that day, and it rarely ever got delayed or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until
a lot of companies want to jump on the bandwagon, and a lot of these companies jump on and without the proper ability to actually provide these games in a timely manner. So you'd have all these different companies, offering these games and pre-orders, and then they find out they can't even like get them out like they should.
Yeah, well, coming along with limited run games, and then you got things like Kickstarters and things like that, and then suddenly people get used to getting money up front, and then once they get used to getting that money up front, it's not going to change. I remember the first game that it happened to me on. I was ordering limited run games, and they were good. They were like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You were getting your games, and then they did a game called Skullgirls, and it was a really cool fighting game.
Yes, that was
3 fucking years, and it was like one of their first releases, and it turned into a meme, it turned into a joke. By the time I got my game, I didn't even care about it anymore. It was just like, what is this?
I think this is how he really feels, Billy. But thank you for the $9.99. I don't think he's holding back anything.
The whole Skullgirls, I remember that, and I remember like getting the PlayAsia version instead because it was ready to go. That's another thing I like about PlayAsia. When it comes to like limited print games, like they do a great job putting out a good quantity out immediately of a game. They may not have too many special editions, but they do have their exclusive section. But you can trust PlayAsia to get something as a physical in a timely manner. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
PlayAsia do the whole pre-order before we've even produced the game, or do they have their games in stock before they?
No, they get it in stock before like it's like they say, hey, we have this game up ready to go. Like you can do pre-orders or whatever like that. They're going to get it whether people pre-order or not. It seems so.
Yeah, I don't think
it just comes down to like knowing that these companies got money, and where companies like Limited Run's probably a bad example, but First Press Games, for example, I feel like the games that Joe are waiting on are being funded by their current sales, and that's why we're not getting these games, because they're such small companies that they blew up their first lot of profits already, and on just having their building for 4 years or whatever, and only they're waiting on more sales to fund the next lot. We never PlayAsia won't do that because they're a big company, probably not limited run games, but how can you trust a small company you've never not heard of to not keep your money?
Then you got to talk about the customer service too, man. Like if you have an issue, these companies they're hard to deal with. It sucks.
Ignoring PMs, ignoring people, ignoring emails. Like, not a good practice.
I saw something else, Figsy. Do you remember that game you ordered that was like $20 from Europe, that whatever?
Yeah.
That is on VGP for pre-order right now. That game is on their website.
I haven't got my game yet. If you remember the name of it, what is it?
God damn it, I don't remember. I'd have to look it up again. But it's on VGP.
It's on VGP. Right, I'll find it for the Switch. Right?
Yeah, it's on the Switch, and it
Quick.
like it all. You should be happy that means at least it exists and it's coming out. So there's a chance you might get it at least. And it didn't like
Mhm.
I'm
Quick
gonna
question.
Quick
question for you guys.
Yeah.
What is everybody playing right now?
I'm playing Rebirth, obviously. Still, I'm like on
Okay.
chapter 10.
Oh, you getting there? Right on.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I got a little obsessed with the piano. You know how the little piano stuff, dude? Some
You're going
evil
to town?
asshole, some evil programmer who makes games made it so they have like a perfect ranking where you can't miss any notes.
Wow.
How dare you put that in there? Why couldn't you just leave it at like 3 stars and you could miss a couple and you could move on with your life? No, you had to put in you had the perfect thing. So I'm sitting there for 2 hours a night playing this stupid piano.
It's fun.
Instead of trying to be, no, it's not fun after 2 hours. It's like you keep missing the same note over and over or something. It's like, anyway, yeah. So I'm playing that.
I'm still mainly just playing GeoGuessr, grinding like 5 to 10 hours a day. I got another world record the other day, so that felt pretty cool.
Right on.
Apart from that, I'm playing a little bit of Stardew Valley 1.6 too.
Yeah, I've been playing that too with my girlfriend.
Yeah. What was that, Josh?
I've been playing Helldivers 2 a lot.
I feel left out, man.
Yeah. Do you have that one?
No, I'm playing old school games. Like I'm playing Resident Evil 2 Outbreak.
Oh yeah.
Resident Evil Outbreak 5 too.
I've been playing this one.
That game is actually better on the PS2 than the remake they had.
Yeah, the remake was terrible.
Yeah, I have the little PS2 HDMI adapter that actually ups the resolution and makes the game look so much better.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's a very fun game. It's very. I played it years ago back in the day, but playing it again now, it's surprisingly good.
Do you get a sense of like, I don't know, man, like accomplishment when you play like old school games like from the PS1 and PS2 era? I feel like they don't make games like that anymore, and those games have a certain finesse to them that it makes them just stand out from what they make today. Because I feel like what they make today, they try to play it safe by what they know sells, but there's no creative ideas anymore like there were in the PS1, even up to the PS3 era. I would say,
I'm finding
seventh generation.
I'm finding playing games now, going back and playing like old Xbox and PS2 games, I'm enjoying them more now than I did back then. Because back then I had super high expectations. I'm like, oh, this next I got to get this game. I pay $50 for it. It's coming out, and I get it, and it's not that great. But now, looking back at it now, I have lower expectations, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool what they've been able to do with it, and this is, I can appreciate it a lot more. So I'm actually going through and playing a lot of those games and just finding I really enjoy them a lot more than I did back in the day.
Right.
Good way to look at things. I find I do a similar thing, but with newer games, just buying them cheap, like waiting for a $70 game to drop to $10, picking it up and being like, oh, this is cool. It's not a $70 game, but it's definitely worth $10, and I want to play it for a little bit and tell people about it.
So I mean,
I'm sorry.
I go back and I got a Steam Deck, so that changed my whole gaming life. I went back and I've been playing tons of PS1 and PS2, like all upscaled and having a blast because to me it's like playing a PS1 game all upscaled. It's like looks so amazing.
Yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like it's like amazing. It's like whoa, this is like
and PS2 too. Like oh my goodness, like the Burnout games look phenomenal. So I've been playing lots of stuff like that, but like I feel like going back and playing like PS2 or nowadays, like you could just go for all the bangers too. Like there's no question, like what you to play, like like if you're well versed in so it's not like back in the day, like you said, your expectations were like you could spend $50-$60 in a game and have it suck. Like you're not going to even try games that suck now. You're just going to go and play games that are worth your time. But yeah, like I like so old games, first of all, like they have a certain type of charm to them because they're purposely silly and immature. And I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but I enjoy stupid ridiculous and immature humor. Like that was part of the charm of them. They weren't afraid to be like stupid and not like offensive, but like just dumb. Like dumb is more like I'd say it. Now it's like everything has to be serious. Like there's not a lot of goofy, silly stuff as much.
Yeah.
And also like back then, there was no like weird hidden purpose to your games. Like they were just like making games that hopefully you would find fun so that you would buy another game from them. And now it's like a totally different attitude towards games where they're like, no, we want this to be like a game that lasts for 10 years where they play for all these times. And we want to have 6 DLC packs, and we want them to do this, and we want them to buy skins, and we want them to do this, and we want them to... It's like this totally other intention to games where it's not just fun. Like it used to just be like fun. Effort, that would be it. That would be the game. Like, is it fun? Is the story cool?
I think they put extra effort too. Is something I noticed. It's like the games these days, you notice they'll rush them out, incompleted, and disastrous. You got to patch them constantly. But you notice going back and playing the older games like PS2 and Xbox, you couldn't just download a patch and fix it. So you notice the game is like it's done. Like when you get the game, it's done. They've tested it. You don't have issues like you do these days, and like there's a lot more care put into them. You know.
Yeah, they don't even have play testers really anymore. I mean, we are the play testers, so any bugs we report, and they'll fix them after the game's out. They're so obsessed with reaching these deadlines for they want these games to come out on certain dates, and and it just sucks that these games aren't ready. Like a good example, obviously we talked about this before. Cyberpunk wasn't ready. That game needed at least another year and a half to cook before it came out, but they pushed it because they wanted to reach that date, and it got panned. And it's like, dude, what the heck?
The big reason behind that is game testing is different today because we've got online patches. You don't need game testers if you can just put the game out, get your feedback from day one, patch it, and still get that money, today, not after it's been tested by everyone. So I read you said, we're the testers today. You're buying a game day one, guess what? You're not getting a good experience.
You're the tester.
Telling people what's wrong with the game.
Going back to, I know we mentioned earlier the movie tie-in games that were really good, or one of the ones I wanted to mention that I play on my Steam Deck and I really enjoy. I play on PS2 as well, but it's King Kong. There's a lot of elements in this game that was like ahead of its time that I was surprised that it was able to do on the PS2 console. Like
I like that movie a lot too. I know people should.
Yeah, the movie's solid. The game is it has a lot of elements that are just you didn't see on any other game on PS2.
It was done by the guy who did Rayman. I forgot his name. Michael, the guy who created Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil. After Beyond Good and Evil came out, which is a great game, a total hidden gem that didn't sell well, he had to do again. He had to make another game be a big seller, and it was safe to do Godzilla the game. So he made that like a really good game and everything. So I would still call it a hidden gem because a lot of people will kind of like pass it up because like Godzilla, like what the heck is this? But yeah, if you see it out there, definitely pick it up. I actually have it on PSP, PS2, and PS3. So definitely a good game, like you're saying, man.
What type of game is that? Is it like an action game?
This one, Peter Jackson's King Kong, first-person shooter.
Okay.
And it follows the movie. So if you got the game, you would actually have actual, clips from the movie in it for the cutscenes. But it has a lot of elements that were really cool. First-person shooter. It had aim down the sights, which was kind of rare for a PS2 back in the day. Most of it was like you click R3 and it just zooms in. You have the ability to like pick up things and just like throw it, like a spear. Really good lighting effects and the graphics. It's one of those games, kind of like you remember Silent Hill 3, how good it looked on PS2.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. The graphics department, like it's not only the textures and everything, but the animation of the characters. It's surprising how good it looks.
So I think you've exposed one of the biggest weaknesses of going back and playing some old games, though, is the damn controls.
Yeah.
They didn't have it all worked out yet. That's like sometimes, like when you go back to an old game, you have to like mentally prepare yourself to like relearn this thing. Like even GoldenEye, like if you play the original way, like it's an awkward experience trying to relearn it. It's good.
Trying to hold the L and then like move your cursor around instead of.
Yeah, and using the yellow buttons and everything and all that crap. Yeah. It's just like it's a little weird at first. So I remember I think I talked to this before too. Like I tried to play Time Splitters with my friends and like we couldn't figure it out, dude. Literally, after 20 minutes, we were like,
like it starts inverted.
Enough.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it was like we didn't want to put the effort in.
Ever a default control setting like it was for a period of games?
There's quite a few games that did that, like the inverted thing. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of flying games do that too, obviously, because the stick and stuff. But yeah, I just remember like, I wouldn't mind some games getting the port over just for the controls. Like I don't really even care if they got the HD.
Look at the Crash Bandicoot
anything.
They redid the controls and everyone complained.
Oh, you can leave the old controls in there too if you want. Leave classic in there. Sure, why not? I don't see. I'm about more options, not less options. I don't see why you would take it out. So if you change something about the game and you take something out or eliminate something, that does suck. So
classic. He brought up the classic. I saw that, man. Yes.
There you go.
Somebody in the comment section talked about it. This is a solid game.
Yes, definitely is a solid game. Wow.
I just love that franchise in general.
It was like an era in gaming where we went from the D-pad up, down, left, right to, the analog stick, and it just completely changed games. And if you go back and play 100%. Something that's only got up, down, left, and right, you're like, oh, what's going on? Why can't I move?
Well, what I find is if you go back and play the PS1 games that were pre-analog, though, like I have to use the D-pad. I can't use the analogs. Like if I Twisted Metal or something, like I can't drive with the analogs. Hell no, I need to use the D-pad. Like, or you know what I mean? I don't know. Like some of the old games that were just designed for that, they don't feel right with analogs.
It doesn't translate over very well with analogs.
I hate platformers. Any type of precision platforming game, like I don't like using those. I like to use D-pads for anything like that requires like accuracy. Shmups is another one. So when I play shmups, like I have this lazy technique with the analog, and then if like it's like when shit hits the fan, if I have to like micro dodge, like I go back, I switch to the D-pad. If I'm trying to like actually like do like a tight little pattern or something, I can't use that with the thumbstick. I'll die. So I don't know. It's weird. Like
I remember as a kid, it being weird transitioning into the analog stick because like I was playing games with the D-pad still, but it was like meant to use the analog stick. You're just so used to one. It's hard to transition into a new way of gaming. It's not until you get into the one game where it's like, oh, left and right control your inventory, and you have to actually move with this till you start to change over. Used to it today, of course.
So, what games are we looking forward to in 2014?
The topic of today, man. There's a lot. There's not here.
Oh, we got $2 from Slotham or 5 Lotham. First PS2
game I ever played was Final Fantasy X.
So wow, Final Fantasy X being the first, like you say, first Final Fantasy game you ever played, or just game in general?
PS2 game. PS2 game.
That's a good experience. I'm not gonna lie. Final Fantasy X was well done, even though it was a linear game. Final Fantasy X was on point. I think that's the last Final Fantasy I really took interest in before they got all weird. I mean, 11 probably was fun too. I just never really played that. 12 was just way above me. I'm not saying that's a bad game. That's probably a good game. But 13 just felt like I was like, I'm done with this series at this point. I'll just play the old school ones from that point on. But 10 is really well done, man. And 10 was the first Final Fantasy game to actually get sequels. Like you never got a sequel in a Final Fantasy game before. 10 was the first one to do that. Amazing. So
the old ones you just got 4 discs.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's just give you 4 games in one.
No, thank you for that donation, man. But yeah, Final Fantasy X, that's a good one, man. Wow, I still remember my first time playing that game. I was in Korea, and I remember I was doing CQ. That's like a 24-hour like duty we had to do, and I got to play it a little bit there. But we were going out to the field the next day, so I didn't really get to play it that much. So I was really fiending for it. But I tried to play as much as I could before I left to the field because I think we left to the field for like a month, which sucked. So I was thinking about playing that game. But Final Fantasy X, man. I mean, besides, there's certain things I didn't really like about the game. Like I thought Tidus was kind of whiny at some points, and then the part where him and Yuna were like laughing. You guys remember that scene where they're laughing together and it's so awkward? It was awkward back then. I can only imagine how it is now. Just like what the oh man, that scene that needed to be cut out of the game. But other than that though, yeah. On point
A game I've seen mentioned a few times in chat that we haven't brought up tonight is the horror game for the PS3, and that was the Saw games. And they're actually pretty decent games, especially if you're a fan of the Saw series. So yeah, definitely recommend checking them out. They're a little bit pricey today, but if you can pick them up for a good price, they're a lot of fun. You guys played the Saw games?
I have. Well, no, I have not because I don't want to. It's not that I'm scared of playing them, man. I just don't want. I don't want to. I don't need to be getting angry at my games right now. You know what I mean? Because I know how those games play. If I lose all my like all my armor or whatever, I'm gonna be upset, and I'm not trying to get like that. So
there was one point where I got stuck on one mission, and it's one of those missions that forces you to like spin the controller around like that. I hate missions like that. And you got to do it for like a minute straight.
Yeah, they're trying to like take you away from like, I hate when they do that stuff to kind of throw you off and everything. It's like, man, just get back to the gameplay. Let us just get through it. But as far as like games that I'm looking forward to this year, I mean, honestly, they pretty much already came out. You know, Final Fantasy Rebirth was the big one I was looking forward to. I can't think of anything else right now that I'm looking forward to besides that.
Oh, come on. Oh, dude, Ys is coming out.
That's right, Ys 10. Okay, there we go. Ys 10 is coming out. Looking forward to that. But I want them to come out with the collector's edition. They got the deluxe edition out. Where's the collector's edition? I want to pre-order that. But I'm looking forward to that game. You're right.
Do me a favor, though. Like, if they do announce that, you want to just shoot me a message, too. Because, I have...
I got you.
I you know me, I don't ever get collector's edition, but I actually have it for Ys 8 and Ys 9. So I really do want it for 10.
Yeah.
So it'll sell out for sure. So
if Ys 8 collector's edition, man, was probably one of the best collector's editions I've seen since like Lunar back in the day. I mean, it is a great collector's edition. It comes with so much stuff. Amazing. Hopefully they announce something soon. But okay, so Ys 10 is one game we're looking forward to. Look, you got it ready to nice, man. I like that. On hand.
I don't have too many.
Guess what, Reggie?
Too many I'm looking forward to.
It's sealed still, buddy.
I am looking forward to the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
No, you did not say that, Josh.
I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan.
So did you like the movie, the last movie that came out?
I did like it, yeah. I mean, I like Crystal Skull too, so
I do too, man. And you know what's funny about me? I even like the refrigerator scene, but I think it's too silly though.
It's pushing the boundaries of what I can,
100%. Like he would have been soup if that refrigerator door opened. Like there's no way he's getting out. Like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed the movie, and the game is a Bethesda game, the one that's coming out. And
it is okay. So it's gonna be well made then.
Yeah, and it's first person, which I think is gonna be a weird take, but I'm interested to play it.
Is it going to be Xbox exclusive? Or
I don't think so. I don't think it might be. I know it's going to be on PC and Xbox for sure. They haven't decided on if it's going to be on Sony yet and PS5, but the voice actor is the same one that did Joel for Last of Us.
Oh, what's his name? Okay.
And he did a good job imitating Harrison Ford's voice. And so, I mean, I've been playing on my Steam Deck. I've been playing the Indiana Jones. What is that one? The Emperor's Tomb on the PC version.
You know the Wii version of that game. I think that might be Staff of Kings, where it has multiple games on there. Like there's the PC game on there, the Atlantis one, and another game on there. It's pretty cool. So I like that.
They're solid games.
All right, Josh, I might take an interest in it then. We'll see. I mean, I might not get it day one, but maybe it's a little discounted.
Try the PS2 Emperor's Tomb game. That was one that's kind of ahead of its time. It almost plays like an Uncharted game.
Really?
Yeah, it's got good combat. You can pick people up and throw them. You can pick up anything in the level and fight with them.
It's funny. The Uncharted games are actually basically like a modern Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it plays very similar.
Yeah. So it's good to know that it's like that.
Yeah, it's fun. You can even have a gun. You can take out and shoot somebody if you want, and you can use your whip and take their shotgun and then just blast them point blank.
Nice. Another game I'm kind of looking forward to is coming out. It's supposed to come out 2 years ago. It's called Blaze Strike or Blazing Strike. I don't know if they changed the name. It's a fighting game, a 2D fighting game, sprite based. It kind of looks like Street Fighter 3. I've had it pre-order on Amazon for like 2 years now, and I think it's officially finally coming out this summer. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Blazing Strike or something like that. People in the chat let me know if I'm right about it. But if you
that sounds right. I think it is Blazing Strikers or something like
that. Yeah, something like that. It's a man. It looks good. It looks like it's gonna be balanced. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I still have a lot of love for fighting games, even though not a lot of them look really charming like the old school ones did. But this one looks like it's on point because I like a sprite-based fighting game. It's a lost art because nobody wants to do sprites anymore because it's expensive and all that stuff. So we don't have many games like that. But this one looks like it's going to be like really good, and you can pre-order it on Amazon right now, and it looks like it's coming out this year.
Yeah. Speaking of sprites, like 2 games that I think are coming out. I would like them to come out. I'm still really looking forward to the Dragon Quest 3 remake, HD remake. I want that to come out. That's my favorite Dragon Quest game is 3 actually, Dragon Warrior or whatever. And then the Suikoden, however you want to say it, those are supposed to come out. Right?
Well, they're waiting for.
That's like 3 years ago at this point. Like, what?
Well, no. They know what they're doing. They're waiting for Uden Chronicles to come out.
Which is another one I'm looking forward to. That
comes out next month, I believe. The 100 Soldier one or whatever like that. Then you'll get a release of Suikoden after that comes out because they want to leech off of that success. So because they don't think Suikoden will sell if it doesn't like have anything to connect to. That's why Konami rarely did. They didn't really want to continue the Suikoden series because none of them sold well. The only one that sold well was Part 3. Almost became a greatest hits. All the other ones.
Have they been on eBay in the last 10 years?
All right.
What our games are selling for $500? What's going on?
I know, right?
No, that's probably. I think they have, and that's when they're like, remake coming, boys.
Yeah.
I heard you like this one. We're gonna throw a fresh coat of paint on it, and
all the old guys. No, our games didn't sell, man. Apparently they like them today.
Dude, those games are deep, man.
I don't understand why more companies are doing that. Like, who doesn't look back and see, why don't they port Ruler Rose and Kuon and to PS4? Like, it would clearly sell. Like, there would be a market for it immediately.
Almost got a remake or port a couple years ago. I don't know what happened, but the problem with that game is that they would have to fix some issues with it. Ruler Rose is a rare game, but the gameplay sucks. The hit detection on it, they need to fix that to make it a playable game. So that might be another issue too. Then they don't want to go through the heckling of the game that it went through when it first came out, like the children or whatever like that.
Whatever.
They have to go through that drama again probably too because somebody will leak some bad information or wrong information. Then they'll have to go through that again. Then they'll try to get a game a mature rating or some crap when it doesn't. I mean, not a mature rating, but like an A rating. You know what I'm saying? Like some bullshit like that. So it's like, what the hell? So that's probably another thing.
You guys looking?
My answer is a little bit different to you guys. I'm
sorry.
Mainly just anticipating DLC this year. One of them just dropped, which was the Stardew 1.6 DLC. I started a new farm. I'm 5 hours in. I haven't really seen any new content yet.
Was it free?
Yeah, looking forward to discovering it. Yeah, it was free.
Heck yeah.
All free, which is amazing. I bought the game 8 years ago now. Every single DLC's been free. Another one I'm really looking forward to is the Elden Ring, Shadow of the Elden Tree DLC. I've restarted Elden Ring again. I haven't played it for 2 years. It's such an amazing game to replay again. Still, I'm having a great time. DLC drops in a couple of months. Can't wait. And I have to go and talk about GeoGuessr because I play that all the time. So Google Maps. GeoGuessr is based on Google Maps and Street View. Anyway, this week, Street View just had its biggest update in almost 5 years. Kyrgyzstan just got added to Street View. Kyrgyzstan's the 9th biggest country in the world. So it's pretty significant in terms of GeoGuessr. We just got one of the biggest countries in the world added to the game. So learning this new country. On top of that, they announced that Namibia, Oman, and Bosnia and Herzegovina are all coming to Street View this year. So we get to see new countries, which I'm really excited for. I love discovering new countries and seeing things. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to this year. It's a little bit of a different answer, but I know, like, I'm gonna get thousands of hours of gameplay out of these 3 little pieces of DLC.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I just found out some new DLCs coming out for Star Ocean, the second story. I think it's already out, and I was actually going to try it out tonight. But they added some features to Star Ocean, the second story, to where that some stuff I was going to complain about in my review. So I don't even have to add it to the review anymore because they fixed it through the free patch. Basically, they're adding more content, like a harder difficulty, some more story. Well, it's kind of like story-based missions, I would say, to the game. And not only that, it's like there's 99 endings in that game, but when you get all the endings, you can't view them all after you get them. You just see a selection of them where you say, "Hey, you got all the endings." Now they're patching where you can watch the endings as you click on them, which is perfect. So very happy about that, and it's free DLC. So that was a total surprise. I was not expecting that.
It's great when they do that because it's like, you know what? We're going to give back to you guys, especially when it's good DLC too. It's not just here's free DLC. It's 2 patches that fixes up a couple of things and 1 item in the store. Like, no, it's 10 hours of content that you get to play, and we fixed the game, and all this stuff's new, and we've added blah blah blah, and that's like
I don't know.
Valley patch notes took me an hour to read. That's how much shit was in the update.
Yeah, but I do like some updates, but like that, I'll be honest, that irritates the shit out of me, dude. I just bought that game, and like a week later, they're like, "Oh no, your copy sucks. It doesn't have all this content we just added." Nice, like that's how I look at it. It's like, again, it comes down to like you get to test their game, they get to patch it, they get to fix it. I don't like this second, third, fourth revision update 17, 25th. I'm not down with that at all. Like if that content should have just been in the game to begin with. Like it should have just been in there. If the game wasn't complete and it didn't have enough content, you shouldn't have sold it. I don't know.
I get where you're coming from, Joe, because you want the physical copy to be that version. But the developers these days,
no, it doesn't make sense. What I want from a business perspective isn't logical, and I get it. But like, I would rather I don't know. I'm hoping the future to me is like games are going to come out, and we'll have to wait like a year or 2 to get a goddamn physical copy for them. That's what'll probably happen. Like it'll just all be available digital, and then you'll have to order it from some company and wait, like we've been waiting. But
they'll probably wait and see like how the sales do, and then
whatever
offer
they want to do,
physical copy.
Yeah, and I don't even care. All I care about is I just want it to change where whatever the physical copy ends up being, I just want it to be the whole thing. And I just be done. Just wait. Literally, I don't care. Release the game. Let everyone play it for 5 flipping years. I don't care. But just finally, when you release it, just put it all on there. Put all the content on there. Put it physically. Because I don't like it's this type of stuff. Like after a while, like it's irritating me. Like it really is. Like where I'm like, I'm going to just start buying the old games because there's no patch coming to my PS2 games. There's no patch coming to my PS1 games. There's no patch coming to PSP games. I don't have to worry about this crap. I'm buying it and I get it and that's it. And I know people are like, but it's free and you get more. And why wouldn't you want free stuff more? I understand. I do understand. It is nice that they do it, but at the same time, it's also, if you actually collect things, it's fucking irritating.
Yeah, I slowed down on collecting new stuff because I feel like I'm not even getting the game anymore. Like especially on Switch. I was trying to get
the worst version. You're not getting the good
worst version, and then you get it, and it's like only one part of the game is on it, or you get like a bundle and one game is on, you have to download the rest. I'm like, it's not really collecting at that point. So I'm going to stick with the old stuff and then just do like PC gaming, you know?
Yeah.
And just pirate expensive stuff because that's like, you know, if I don't own it, then I'm not going to pay for it. Sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah. The whole partial.
Sorry, Reggie, you go.
The whole partial thing of putting like some of the game on the disc and like you download another portion of it to complete it is so weird because if that issue comes in, if you want to sell it, you know, is it a complete game or not? You know, that person who's buying it from you, why would they buy it if they're not able to download that code you got to download the rest of the game? You know, so it makes it really weird. Like a game that we talked about before, it did that was this game called Life is Strange Part 2. I went to go buy it at the store, and then after I bought it, I got out of the store. I was like, I realized, download episode 5. It's like, what? You got to be kidding me! And then I was like, I couldn't believe that. So I ended up like trading it back to them later. The Japanese version of the game, which plays in English, has the complete game on disc. So it was like no episode 5. So I was like, yeah, they gotta get rid of that practice, man. Where they if you make a game on disc, make sure it's completely on that disc, because it's not worth it if you have to download something else to make it complete to play. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't even mind if it's like 2 or 3 discs. Just give me the whole game, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Did you hear what Xbox are doing with Baldur's Gate 3? It's coming out on like 4 discs, and it's not on. It's on 1 disc on PS5, and then you got to download the rest of the game. The whole game's coming on the Xbox version, 4 discs. Like, please keep doing that. That's exactly what people do.
I pay more. I mean, I'm not like cheap. I'm not saying like I wouldn't pay more if you were like, all right, yeah, here's 4 discs. Because like you said about Baldur's Gate 3, that's a perfect example. Like everybody was like, because originally they were like, we're not sure if we're even going to do a physical, and that because remember they weren't even. So then they announced they were, and then like it was like whatever, a disc and then a 100 gig download, and I'm like, all right, well that doesn't really count. That's not really what I'm talking about. You're selling a box and you're selling a pretty artwork and you're selling some of a game, but it's not even the full game. Like I don't know. Like a lot of this is moot because I always think, what am I going to be like 1,000 years old someday and there's no internet and I can't play games? Like, I don't know if there's ever a scenario where it's really going to matter. It might not. It might not, honestly, but it's just goddamn irritating either way.
That's the support of it.
As for somebody who cares about, I don't know, like I feel like in general, nobody cares about property or private property or anything anymore. Like the idea of ownership, people, they're like, whatever, why would I want to? I just throw it away. I don't know the fuck do I want to own things? I don't, it's weird. I'm like, do you guys not sell any? Like, I don't know what, like, I really do. Like, I could just at any time, if I need money for anything, I could just sell some stuff and I'm cool. Like anytime. And like, does that not matter to people? I don't know.
Just
I feel like you're throwing your money away if you don't keep physical items and you don't resell them. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a Virtual Boy collection I just sold yesterday. My Virtual Boy and all my games.
Nice, dude.
It's not something. It's it's cool, but it's a pain in the butt to play. I'd rather emulate it.
You mean you don't like red lights going directly into your eyes?
Not really, no.
Dude, you just gotta get some duct tape. And just...
The sad thing is, like, we talk about PS2 and Xbox and playing all these games.
Stu knows what's up.
I need to stuff. Yeah, Stu knows what's up. Let's go.
Like, how many of these PS5 and Switch games are we going to be able to play in like 20 years? Like, we're playing PS2 games now. Can we play any of those in 20 years with the servers being offline? Like, it'll just be a disc. That's not even like, you can't even play it,
Some yes and some no. Like, we've had this debate a million times too. Like, if you stay towards like a lot of like indie titles and stuff, you'll be fine. But like any AAA title, like, no, it's not going to work. Or if it does work, it'll be like a gimped version of the game with half the content that you're not used to. And like, and you'll be missing stuff that you didn't even realize was part of the patch. You'll be like, wait a minute, I can only hold 3 grenades instead of 4? What the hell? Why is this a thing? And it'll be stuff like that.
Stuff that are in the game.
Yeah, it'll be crap like that.
There's a trophy that's glitched out that they patch later on. You mightn't be able to get it. One thing I want to bring up when we were talking about the future of gaming and what it would be like, a practice that I'd love to see is you buy a game from a low print company, say Limited Run Games or a new company. I'd love to see them. The day you buy the game, they send you a digital copy of that game. You download the game to play. You bought the game, you own it. And then I don't care how long it takes to get there. You get the game when it's working and it's 100% finished. And in the meantime, you can play the digital copy and you're not going to complain if you're waiting a couple of years because you've already got the game. And they updated it. Oh, well, guess what? The physical is going to get the update too. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Like, why isn't that a practice with anyone? I've never heard of that thing. And there shouldn't be a money thing, like surely it's not going to cost them extra money to send you a digital code, right? Especially if it's their game.
So Special Reserve did that once when I bought Carrion from them. on the Switch, they sent me a digital code like right away, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And I played it, and like now you know damn well am I carrying sealed, and I didn't care how long it took. Like you said, it showed up, and I was like, "Oh, whatever," so I loved that. I thought it was awesome.
But
You
that's
know,
another thing, Joe. A lot of people buy 2 copies of these games because they want to play one. So they open one, they keep the other one sealed.
yeah, I do that. Well, they probably like that. So
Yeah, I feel I do a lot of PC gaming, so I feel like Steam has been very reliable in keeping people's games like safe. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know of any
Yeah,
Steam
yeah.
game I've bought that's like, it's not, they took it off. It's not like the games I had on, my 3DS that are gone now, or a game on Sony that's no longer on the store for download and I just lost it. I feel like Steam is very reliable with that stuff. I would like to see
And
Sony and
DLC
Xbox.
and
Yeah.
skins, everything that you've had on Steam is there. The only
And
thing that
Steam's been
Steam
around for a
hasn't
long
got
time.
right now is you can't sell your games back or sell them to someone else. But I believe it's going for the courts right now in the EU that they're going to require Steam to make their games sellable as well, make it a marketplace. So if you own a digital game, you can turn around and sell it to a random.
That would be epic. Yeah. I think right now the best thing you can do with Steam is sell your Steam account.
Yeah, you're right. But you can sell all your skins and stuff. And
yeah.
if you get a rare skin in a Counter-Strike game that's worth $10,000 and you're the one person to get it, you can turn around and sell it for $10,000. If you get a rare skin on Fortnite PS4 that's worth $1,000, guess what? You got to sell your PS4 or your account. It's illegal if you actually want to sell it. So, you're not really getting anything.
So one thing I don't like, though, too, is I don't know if people consider this or not, which is maybe it's not a huge problem now, but, I don't know. You guys saw the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy and them, trying to get that guy's account canceled, right? Think about that, though. What if in the future you have, a game collection such as this, but it's a digital one, and a bunch of people decide they don't like you and they report you and try to ban you from freaking Steam or ban you from these things. And now you don't, you might have some games downloaded, but now you don't have access to your Steam account. And now you can't get your thousands of games that you purchased. Does that sound like a fun future where you can just get banned from your games? You can't access your collection that you've purchased because someone else has decided that you're not allowed to access their servers or database anymore. I don't think people are understanding that aspect of it quite yet. And most people were like, well, why would you get banned? But the rules for why people get banned are moving every day, friends.
Yeah,
what they'll be in 20 years, who knows? Maybe having an emulator on your Steam Deck gets you banned in 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, all this access they have to us, man, which we talked about a long time ago as well. They could companies could actually brick your systems if they want to. They don't like something you're doing or whatever.
Go in and delete your content. They go on your thing and delete stuff off of your system.
The PS3 and up has the ability to do that because it's always connected to the internet pretty much. So all those patches you're getting, all these updates that they don't tell you what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to take more control, and that's why I always feel safe playing the old school stuff where you don't connect online. You can just you're off the grid, I would say, pretty much. So there's a cool nostalgia with that, I would say. I'm looking at the timer, man, and I know we're getting into it, man. But I this is my first time doing it. I think it's time for the Figsy quiz.
Oh, he wants the quiz, guys. He wants it today. He's feeling it. Did you give him the answers or something, Figsy? Why is he excited?
Let's do it, guys. It's time for the Figsy quiz. All right, for everyone watching in chat, we've got a question for you guys, so you guys can play along as well. I've got 4 photos here. Each of them contain a word that's in the title of this video game. You guys have to guess the video game from these 4 titles.
After the news this week, that second picture is not what anyway.
Yeah, I know I can know the first part of this one, but I can't. The rest of it's kind of whoa, what the heck?
All right. Now, while you guys are all thinking about that, let's get into the quiz. Just give me 1 second as I set it all up.
Right on, man. I came up short last time, but this time, what did I come up short last? Yeah, I lost last time. It's time to.
Nobody won
title
last time.
back.
It was like a tie.
Oh, that's right. It was a tie. That's jeez.
No.
Between you.
What's this?
Wow.
Wait, was that?
Hang on.
No, that was me and Mort. I don't know.
Yeah. Morton Joe had a tie. Reggie was behind. That's right.
Yeah, I messed up.
No, Joe, you won. You answered the last question.
I did?
Yeah, Joe won.
Oh, there you go. You're the winner.
All right.
We have a very similar format to last week. I'm
Okay.
going to reveal 18 answers on the board. However, I'm not showing you the actual answers. I'm just showing you the questions. And there's going to be 3 words next to each number. And each of these words represent a franchise. From these 3 words, you guys have to tell me what franchise it is. Joe, you're going to go first. Reggie, you'll be going second. And sorry, Joel?
Josh,
you'll be on first. I'm terrible with names.
he really is. I'll take it personally.
All right, let's
we used to have a portion of the show we would have him just read the names of games, and it would be entertaining. So.
Figsy, name that game.
Literally. We should bring that back.
Into it. Here's our questions for today. Joe, you're up first. So I need the number followed by the franchise.
Dude, these are.
So the name, the number, the oh my god.
Do we just name it?
So the number and the 3 things are all the same franchise, right?
They're all the same franchise. They can be
8
different.
Resident Evil.
No,
It's not your
first.
turn.
Oh, it's not.
All right, well, Josh, you're going first.
You're
Josh
going
can
first
take
now.
Resident
You're going first
Evil
now.
with number 8.
You got it.
You
And
can
that
take
was
it, though.
correct. So Josh can take the first point. Joe, you're up second.
7 is Zelda. Legend of Zelda.
7 is Zelda. Joe takes the point. Reggie?
Number 5 is a tough one, but I'm going to go with broken sword.
Number 5 is Broken Sword.
Good job, man. That is a tough one.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, you're up.
Number 12, 007.
Number 12 is James Bond. That's correct. Joe?
Number 17 is Fire Emblem.
Number 17 is Fire Emblem. Reggie?
Number 2 is The Getaway.
Incorrect.
Ooh.
Reggie's got his first strike. Now, the way the strikes are going to work is Pavel said this is a little bit harder than last time. So I'm going to give you all 5 strikes.
Okay.
All right, Josh, you're up.
Oh, man. This is rough. Number 9, Mercenaries.
Incorrect. Number 9 is not Mercenaries. Josh has got his first strike. Joe?
Number 1 is Animal Crossing.
Number 1 is Animal Crossing. That's correct. Reggie?
Number 12, is that done already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was James Bond.
Damn it. Number 11 is Klonoa.
Number 11 is Klonoa. Let's go. Josh?
Has number 3 been chosen yet?
No.
Alien series, Resurrection.
Number 3 is not Alien. Josh has got another strike.
I was pretty sure on that one.
Number 3 is Tekken.
Number 3 is Tekken.
Oh,
We had Resurrection, 3D, and Hybrid. Reggie?
Mm. Man, these are crazy. 14 was done yet?
No.
No, 14 hasn't been done.
I think that's Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody got that. What the hell? We aren't nobody looking at that one.
14
Man, I'm
Pokemon.
not-
We got Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon White, and Pokemon Shield.
Yeah,
Right, Josh? Yep.
You may have to skip me.
You pass if you want. You won't get a strike. It's up to you.
I'll pass. I don't have a guess yet.
All right, Josh is going to pass. Can't pass 2 times in a row, though.
Okay.
Yeah?
9 is Ratchet and Clank. Do we already do that one?
9 is Ratchet and Clank. When for someone to say FIFA. Reggie, you're up.
Number 4 has been done yet?
No, 4 is still on the board.
I think that's an N64 game called Blast Corps.
Incorrect. Reggie's
Ooh.
got another strike.
Strikes. Jesus.
You're up, Josh.
Number 4, Rampage.
Not Rampage. Josh has got another strike.
Dang.
Number 4.
Oh, I know 4 now. I know it. Okay, I think I know it this time.
I
What
was
is
going to guess it. Is it Transformers?
Mm-mm.
It is not Transformers.
I knew he's going to do that. I knew it. Okay, Fixie. Number 4 is Rayman.
It's not Rayman.
What?
Number 4 is taking us all out.
Oh,
Trying to get us-
I thought it
No,
was
I'm
an easy
moving
one.
I'm
Looking
moving
at it.
on.
Josh, you want to go for 4 or do you want to take another one?
I'm going to try 4 again because I'm so clueless on everything else. Hasn't 18
I know
been
it.
guessed yet?
No,
18 is still on the board.
Is it Kingdom Hearts?
Not Kingdom Hearts. All right, Josh, you've got 1 strike left.
Dang.
Okay, you're up.
I'm pivoting. I'm going 10, and that is Alex Kidd.
10 is Alex Kidd.
Hell
Good
yeah.
taste.
Sega Master System coming through for me,
Okay,
baby.
Fixie.
Love those games.
Number 4 is got to be Sonic.
Not Sonic.
Oh, that was a good one. I thought it was.
Reggie's
I know, I
got
thought it was-
4 strikes.
One more strike,
Oh,
man.
Jesus.
This is not looking good at all, dude. This is horrible. This is the worst I've ever done.
Fuck is pectorals? What game is pectorals in it?
Has
All right,
9 been
Josh, go.
chosen?
Sorry?
9 has been done, yes.
It has. Whoops.
Yeah.
14 been. I guess 14's been chosen.
Yeah, 14's been done. We've got 2, 4, 6, 13, 15, 16, and 18.
Is number 2 Gran Turismo?
It's not Gran Turismo. Josh is
Dang.
locked out. All right, Joe.
There's 2. Is that the Olympics games?
I'm gonna need more context.
Oh, close.
What? No, dude. Skiing Olympics? I don't know. There's all there was the Olympics were in all those damn cities, I think. Right?
I can't give you the
So-
point, Joe. Reggie?
Man, Fixie, he's not letting up, man.
It's the tough ones now.
Yeah, I'm still sticking on 4, man. I cannot get this out of my head because I know it, but it's just not coming to me. So okay, let's look at some other ones here.
I will remind you, this is your last strike too. So if you get this wrong, Joe wins. No pressure.
I'm going to give Josh a chance. Then I'm going to pass.
Oh, Josh is already out. You can pass. You can pass. That is a tactic. Joe, you're up.
Has 17 been chosen? I'm just curious.
Yeah, 17 was Fire Emblem. Joe got that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not feeling good about any of these other ones. Like pectorals? That's a thing? That's just irritating. Like, what game has pectorals in the name? I feel like I should know 18 for sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Mickey Mouse? Mickey?
No, it's not Mickey Mouse.
Epic Mickey
All right, Reggie, you're up. You have to answer this time.
I know. It's 9 has been done.
So left on the board is 2, 4, 6, 13, 15, 16, and 18.
$16 is a weird one too. What game has hope in it?
Yeah, well, we're gonna once we see the answers, we're gonna kick ourselves for like all of these.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling too. 18 Crystal Rainbow.
Oh no, I'm playing that at the moment.
Yeah, I say as always every week. It's like
I'm gonna say okay. Then that's 18 is Stardew Valley.
18 is not Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I thought you were playing that. Thanks a lot, Pixie.
There might be one in here that you've been playing recently.
16 is Digimon. Am I right? It's Digimon.
I'll let you have another answer.
I said 16 is Digimon.
16 is not Digimon.
Nah, I don't freaking know then.
16 is everybody out?
All right. I'm pretty sure Joe's won at this point. Final scores: Josh had 2, Reggie had 3, but way out in front at 6 points was Joe Rat. Well done.
Let's go.
All right, I'm going to reveal the answers. You guys are going to be kicking yourselves. So we'll go from the bottom first. So 18, Crystal, Rainbow, and Epic.
Rainbow Six. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got that.
So 16, I tried to give you a hint, Reggie, was Hope, Evolution, and Divine.
Oh, that's Star Ocean. Fuck. As soon as you said that. As soon as you said that.
Star Ocean, dude. Like, I just.
I told you you've been playing it. All right, 15. I didn't think it was that hard, but it was a bit tricky. Smash Live. Live was probably the one you had to go for, and Warriors. Guitar Hero. So 13, the Go probably put people off here. Silent, Money, and Go. Hitman.
Oh man, I was totally thinking that too, but I was already out.
Oh no. Number 6 was tough. Probably wasn't one people were thinking of. Dreams, Love, Pectorials. It was Leisure Suit.
Okay, that makes sense now, I guess.
All right, so the 2 that you guys were pondering over the most was number 4, number 2. Number 4, we had Battlegrounds, Mayhem, and Blast. Of course, it was 1.
Okay.
Wow.
And we had the Olympic Games, which Joe missed. And the reason I couldn't give you the point, Joe, is because it was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Okay, that's fair. Hey, at least I was like on the right track of that.
And that was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks to Pavel for once again doing the quiz. And let's see if anyone's got the chat question. I'm just scrolling back quickly, seeing if anyone's got it. I don't see the answer, so if anyone knows the answer, feel free to buzz in now. First person to get it will get the point. Yeah, we'll leave the chat question until someone gets it. You guys got any pickups to show off?
Yeah, I think I'll go last though, because I gotta gather some stuff up. But yeah,
You're right. You want to go first, Josh?
Yeah, sure. I've got quite a few because I haven't done a video in a while, but I got 13 on the PS2. Find somewhere to put this one. I got this the other day, Yakuza. PS2.
Oh, the first one. Very nice. Awesome.
That's one. I've been wanting the original Yakuza for a while. So. I got this one because I think Reggie did a video on this one, City Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
What's that like?
It's you play a helicopter and you go around rescuing people from like natural disasters and stuff.
That sounds cool.
You can see the back here, but it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's so. I know I talk about the old news, but that's PS2. You could just come up with any type of game, and you could any concept. You could be like, here's the idea: you shoot hot dogs through a cannon, and you have to freaking
I have that game.
They were like, oh sure, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it. Whatever, sounds good.
I got Red Ninja, End of Honor.
Never heard of it. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's like a Tenchu game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But you use seduction to lure enemies in. I got Samurai Western.
Oh, there you go. Bang.
Whoa! You picked that up recently?
I've been wanting this one forever, dude. I finally got it.
I do.
Yeah, my buddy got it at the show recently as well, man. Like that game is good.
So that was still in the realm of purchasable. It's just it's expensive, but it's not like
for an Atlas game. Yeah,
it's not like impossible.
No,
yeah. Surprisingly, it's not that bad for an Atlas game. So, we got this one because I thought it'd be interesting.
Oh man, I remember that one. That game came out when there wasn't even a trophy system.
Yeah, it's basically like if Hitler won the war. This is that story.
So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Which side do you fight on?
You play as the American.
Oh, okay. Let's just clear that up real quick.
This one I got yesterday.
Oh, right on.
Oh, you got some bangers, man. Let this guy go first. What were we thinking?
This one, I know it's funny, but I have a thing for like the Army Men, Sergeants, Heroes, and like the toy-based running around in like a real world type thing.
I love those games. Yeah.
And I got Ratatouille.
Okay.
Because it has a lot of that in it. If you see some of the gameplay, it's actually pretty solid. But
there's another game this week that just came out called like Grounders or Ground something like. But it's like the same thing. Yeah, it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type thing where you run.
Oh, Grounded. Yep.
Yeah, Grounded. Yeah.
And then I got Geist.
Ah, dude. Nice. First person shooter where you can like possess other people. That's a cult hit, I would say, or whatever. Hidden gem, cult classic. It's got a lot of people like love that game.
I got a couple here too, if I can get to them.
Careful.
These are recent. These are Black Friday pickups. So.
Nice too.
Look at you, man. You keeping secrets, man. Show me these pickups. You got a lot of good stuff.
I have a few more, but that's good there, I think.
No, you keep going if you want, man. You flex. This is your moment to shine.
Yeah. If you want, you don't have to. But yeah, I want to see.
I got
what
that
else
one.
you got?
Oh yeah,
I got that too, man.
Stop. He's like, I showed off all the good stuff. Now I just got these.
Yeah, it's actually a decent game.
Those are good movies too, man. But I gotta say, Scorpion King has the worst CG I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
horrible.
It is really. Ooh, yeah. It does not.
It's very bad.
Good. It does not look good.
I think that's everything.
Cool, man. Very cool.
Awesome stuff, man.
You want me to go next? You want to go next, Figs?
Yeah. So I left you guys on a cliffhanger last episode. We had some really awesome PS1 games. I'm currently showing off my PS1 collection from A to Z, and we are up to the letter T. So we're starting with one of my favorite series today. And that, of course, is the OG fighting game series for me. And this is where it all kicked off with Tekken. The first one.
Nice.
I didn't play much of the first one. I don't think I owned the first one as a kid. I borrowed a demo to play it, and like just to learn the story and the lore of the characters. But the next two I definitely owned as a kid. I didn't like this one as much. Number 3 was my favorite, but here we have Tekken 2.
Solid.
Big double case with the full artwork on the front. Looks awesome.
Nice.
But the OG for me, my favorite fighting game of all time, has to be Tekken 3. Like, hands down, this is absolutely OG. Eddie Gordo,
Oh, yeah.
Jin, like Devil Jin. Oh, so good.
Tekken Tag was
Bowling
my
in this
favorite.
was that tag team.
That's in my top like 5 PS1 games, hands down. Like I put more time into that game than anything else.
Unlocking every single character by beating the game like 15 times, because that's how you unlocked characters back in the day. You beat the story, you got a new one. You want the next one? Beat the story again. Not fucking $2.99 DLC. Download the next character.
Yeah, I loved that game, dude.
Oh, so when you finally unlocked that last character, it was like always the last boss. It felt so good.
It's funny too. Like back in the day, playing like Twisted Metal and these fighting games and stuff, like just seeing the cutscene at the end was like a reward. You were like, "Oh, look at Kuma dance with the girl! Oh, it's so funny!" Yeah, it's funny to me, like how you would appreciate a little cutscene so much. Now it's like,
well, it was different because when you unlocked a new character, you got their cutscene, and every character had their own cutscene.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different every time. You know?
Of course. Yeah.
And it was only like 10 fights. So it would take you, 30 to 60 minutes to finish the game. So it's not like you got to sit there for 10 hours or anything.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing series.
Ogre wanted to be a pain in the ass.
Coming up with some bangers. Letter T might just be my favorite letter for the PS2. Maybe F, but yeah, T's got some definite bangers. Because next up we have Tenchu.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah.
Epic.
So that's when you showed off that red, what is it called? Red Ninja?
Red Ninja.
Sasha? I'm actually really interested because I love Tenchu games. I love those games. So.
And then, of course, we have Tenchu 2.
Very nice.
These were like huge on the PS1 for me. Love these games.
Yeah.
This is so. Was there a From Software Tenchu title? Is that Tenchu?
And it might be on the PS2. I'm not sure. All I know is it's games like that made me want a PS1 over an N64, hands down. I'm like, I could be a ninja that murders people. It's kind of better than Mario to me. Just saying.
I like the Wrath of Heaven on PS2. That's a good one. Tenchu Wrath of Heaven.
Well, this next series is one of my favorite, and it's a completely different genre. I'm going to show you guys the one that I'll show you this one first, because this is probably the first one. So here we have Theme Park.
Ooh, I love Theme Park.
Absolutely amazing game. I didn't have this one as a kid. I had this, Theme Park World. And this is my childhood copy that I put in.
I had the original Theme Park.
Oh, this game is so good. Like, the freedom in Theme Park World is amazing. You can go and ride your rides in the game. Like, it is so good. You can do Sims things, like trap all your customers in the park and make them all like poo in their room and can't escape, and you can do some evil things. But oh my god, I had so much fun in this game. I'm still playing it to this day. Like, I'll still load this up and play it, and it still holds up. Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, it's a good game.
And then I had to pick up, because it's the same franchise, Theme Hospital as well.
Oh, never tried that one.
I haven't either, but it's the same franchise, so I had to pick it up.
They're pretty cheap games, right?
Isn't there like a theme park or a theme prison or something?
They're not. I wouldn't say they're $5-10 games, Reggie, but they're under the $30 mark, so you can pick them up. But they all got like greatest hits, platinum versions as well. So if you want the black label with the manual, it might be like a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing trilogy of games too. And we have some bangers today, like absolute bangers, guys. Next up, Time Crisis.
That's a lot of
Hell yeah. Time Crisis.
And Time Crisis Project Titan.
Yeah, an exclusive on PS1. Richard Miller.
Unfortunately, I haven't got a gun, so I can't play these today. But Yeah, classics. And I feel like the best way to play these type of games is going into an arcade with the actual guns on the machines. And
Yeah.
thankfully, there's an arcade in my town that has a bunch of these machines that we can go and play. So that's good. Next, we have Tobal number 1, Squaresoft title. This is a fighting game. I haven't played this one myself.
Did they release that on Dreamcast? Like a different game on Dreamcast or no?
Not that I'm aware. That's by Dream Factory, the same people who did Air Guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
crossover.
I'm pretty sure that's the guy who did Dragon Ball, did the artwork, right? This is one of the projects he worked on. Kira.
Yep.
Makes sense. Awesome.
Rest in peace, Akira.
Yeah, definitely worth mentioning.
And final title today. You guys know there's a million racing games in the PS1, so of course we got another racing game. And this is TOCA 2 Touring Cars. I believe that's an Australian touring car. No, it's not. It's done by Codemasters though. So Codemasters did all the Australian V8 supercar games. So I'm feeling like this may have been an Australian game. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know if you got a UK release or an NTSC release. Is this familiar to you?
I feel like it has. So.
That's it for today.
A different name or something.
We're getting down to the final, like 2 rows of PS1 games, so we'll have to move on to a new system after this. I might get you guys to vote on what you want to see next.
I guess I'll go next.
Wonder Swan.
Let's do it.
Man, a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to try to get through it pretty fast. Some of the stuff I might have shown in the last video, so you guys know, because I forget sometimes. I got to start marking this stuff. But I got the Nintendo.
I do that. Don't feel bad, man. I do the same thing. I'm like, did I show this off already? I don't remember. So
I don't know if I showed this one off last time, but I think I did. But the Game & Watch for Mario's, I think it's like a cement factory, a brick factory, or something like that. So I got that complete box.
That's cool.
I got today, this arrived for a great price of $50. Sega Game Gear in box.
Oh wow!
What? That's a really good price.
Yeah. And it was funny. I passed up on a $50 deal for a complete box 1 year ago, and it just happens I got another deal like that recently. So I'm very happy about that.
Nice.
It actually comes with Sonic the Hedgehog inside. It's actually in there, so pretty cool.
We're gonna go mod them or anything, or do you?
I'm going to mod it. I'm gonna get a screen mod for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like they kind of need that. They're so dim, like you can't see anything.
Yeah, they do 100%. Then I got a reproduction of Skies of Arcadia. I sold my original one with the trade, so just got another one, just like just to have it, so I can play it on Dreamcast if I want to again. Comes in this nice addition here. Actually, looks better than the original, which I like.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Does look cool.
And I got another copy of Dolphin Blue because why not? Dolphin Blue is such a great game.
Why not?
Second copy. How's this game called? I don't even know what this game is called, man. I'm sorry, but it looks like it's a fighting game that I never heard of on the Sega Saturn. So,
Figsy, name that game.
I'm pretty sure. I know it's an expensive game because this is why I wanted.
I can find out the name. Keep it on screen for 1 second, Reggie.
Yeah, no problem. Like just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see what it says here. Skydart?
Taramuru?
Yeah, and that's one of the characters' names, at least.
Shinri Sushi Taramuru.
This is exactly how it was when we had a reading before. This is perfect.
That's exactly what it's called. And it's
Thank
a
you.
fighting game with looks like Sprite.
Isn't the spine in English?
No, the spine's not even in English. That's why I was like, wait a minute, it is in English. I didn't even look at the other side.
I'm like, wait, I can read that.
What does it say?
Shinrei yeah. It's called
Shinrei.
Shinrei.
It is English, but is it?
I can pronounce the first part of the title pretty good. Like it's Shinrei I'm sorry to the glare.
Shinri something sushi.
Yeah,
it's cool.
something like that. So, anyways, Hyper Duel. So I get to play that without having to break the bank for it. That's a good game to have.
Is that
Nice.
Saturn.
Logo
Yeah.
up there.
Looks like it would be a shmup.
Mm-hmm.
It's Chinese.
Saturn
candy.
has so many good shooters, dude. Oh man.
Then we have a spin-off of Samurai Shodown. Nakaruru. She has her own story-based adventure on here. It's like one of those text adventure type games, but it's like a part of the Samurai Shodown lore. So I got that one. Thought it might be pretty cool. Look at the back here. Then I got a classic that everybody should have on their Dreamcast. The Simpsons arcade game.
Oh yeah, everybody.
I don't have that
one.
Yeah, so definitely we never got an arcade perfect port of that game until it came out on PS3 and Xbox Live service. But then of course those are digital only, so it's nice to have an unofficial physical of the game. Then we have Gaiacy, one of my favorite shooters on the PS1.
That's sick, dude.
Ported to the Dreamcast via Bleemcast, if you remember Bleemcast. So I get to play the game in better quality.
Those Simpsons games that you said are digital only. They were digital only. They've been removed, and you can't play them anymore.
Exactly. It sucks, man. I think there was a physical edition of the Simpsons arcade game that came out for DOS back in the day on computers, but no one's trying to play that on DOS, and we could only imagine how bad it is, But here's a new one that should have came out for the Dreamcast, but never did. And I think you're going to appreciate this, Joe. Virtual Ages, sports game for the Sega Dreamcast, all the sports titles and like. Let's see what's in here.
Cool, man.
Yeah, virtual games and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. I just got this today, so I don't know too much about it, but I'm looking forward to playing it. It has
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like 3 days. It has 6 arcade hits: Virtual Cop 2, Virtual Tennis, Virtual Fighter 3, Virtual Athlete,
awesome.
Virtual Striker 2, and Virtual On. So lots of cool Sega titles on there.
That should have been one of them questions in the quiz.
I know, right? So
it might be a question in the future. Don't forget it.
I know.
I got a Retron SQ with the firmware update. So now it plays Game Boy Advance games. A nice little like Game Boy Advance system you can play your games on like as a main console, which is nice. Definitely cool. We talked about this game earlier today. I got Suikoden or Suikoden, whatever you want to call it, Strategy Guide back in the collection. I used to own this. The only reason I owned it years ago was, I know, right? The only reason I bought this back in the day because I wanted to get the good ending to the game, and I didn't know how to do it. So I didn't want to waste my time. So I had the strategy guide kind of guided me to get the best ending. And I ended up selling this over years ago, but I always wanted to have it again because strategy guides are like a lost art. So I want to collect the ones I had that really meant a lot to me back in the day. So I got this one today. Keep moving here. I got Owlboy, so I don't have to open up my collector's edition version. This was like $13 at my local game store, so another classic. Pretty sure I showed this game in the last video, but Edge of Eternity. I got this.
I don't know if you did.
Maybe I didn't. Yeah, you're right. You probably didn't. I don't know. I don't know anything about this game, but it's by our favorite people.
Budget RPG.
Yeah, dude, like GS2 games. It's always a coin toss with them, man.
I read. I have it. It got decent reviews for what it is. I mean, it's a very cheap game. You can get it like $10-15. So yeah, I mean, it's worth its price.
I'm pretty sure I showed this one Leste, right? I showed this one before.
I think so. Maybe not last week. Maybe the week before. I don't know. But
yeah, I gotta get like yeah.
You show me these and we talk about these. So I don't even remember.
Man. Yeah, because we always talking like messages. Super epic. I think Super Epic maybe. Yeah, I don't know. And then Shinorubu.
Figsy. Name that game. Oh, Shinorubi.
Okay. Another.
I don't think I've gotten my version of that. I ordered that from Red Art Games. I don't think I've gotten. I think I might have got the deluxe edition, so maybe that's taken longer or something.
And Cathedral, another kind of like Metroidvania action adventure game.
That was kind of cool.
And then gotta reach back here. So my buddy Elvis, he found these while he was in New York, and these are those pretty much those signs they would have in stores like representing games, and he found me Resident Evil. These are like standees and everything like that they were put on the counter, and oh shit, I didn't mean to bust it out here, but advertisement for Resident Evil, the original.
Oh, that's good.
So it basically you can pull it out here like that, like it's like a press, like kind of like how you see there, and you put it up and advertise it like that. So I got those, which is kind of cool.
Sick.
And then I have the one of the original Resident Evil as well. They found the original Resident Evil, so that was pretty cool.
You almost want to like pop them out and display them.
I will later. I want to put them in the right area where I won't have to move them again. You know what I mean? Like I want them to be in the perfect area, so I don't have to move them around too much. Because obviously these aren't like items you could really probably find again easy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Almost like a piece that you buy a glass cabinet for and put your Resident Evil collection in there with it.
Exactly. So
we were talking about this with Mort. Like once you like really get into collecting a series, and after you get like all the games, it's like you want to keep kind of going. So stuff like that becomes like super exciting because you're like, oh yes, another Resident Evil piece for my collection. Then yeah, that stuff's cool, dude.
Right on. So that's all I got.
Nice, man.
You're up, Joe.
Joe Rad gonna take us home.
Let's do it. So I got a bunch of weird random crap. It's just random stuff. So the first thing is I've wanted this for a long time, and I just got this copy super cheap. You play this Carmageddon Max Damage?
I've heard that's fun. Yeah, that's cool.
I heard mixed things. I really like Twisted Metal. Like I've talked about, it's like one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm just kind of like, I want a car combat game. I want to blow some stuff up. I've been playing a lot of Twisted Metal Black lately, and I don't know, just been wanting something new. And I heard that like they were gonna make like a live service Twisted Metal game that got canceled, so that's kind of a bummer.
Did you ever pick up that game Mayhem 3D on PS3?
I don't think I did. That's the one that's like Mad World, right? The black and white.
Yeah, it's in black and white, but it's really fun. Like I put it in to test it out. I ended up sitting there for like 8 hours and finished the game in one sitting.
To be honest, I might have it, but I don't know for sure.
Highly recommend it if you don't.
I definitely want to get it either way. I have like most of the racing games on PS3 in general, so well, good, because that's what I got. So I grabbed this Gaia 7, Gaia.
You're up to number 7.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm living under a rock.
So these are like little turn-based strategy games, little anime characters, and there's like 7 of them. So if you like one of them, you can play all 7. So yeah, they're pretty cool. This is one of those things where I have like a few of them already, and I've explained, I OCD, so I'm trying to get all of them now because I have a couple of them. So why not?
I got 1 to 5. I'll get the later ones at some point later.
Yeah, that's probably enough that you'll ever need. Then I picked up the Invincible on PS5. This was on sale on Woot for like super cheap. And
you're just sound command every time you say Woot.
It's like a horror-y, psychological thriller type thingy. I have no idea. I robbed my pants. I hope. I don't know. I hope so. Disgaea, right? Disgaea.
I heard it was Disgaea.
Disgaea is how I've always said it. So that's what I'm going with. This is like I said, it's like a sci-fi horror type thing. Looks kind of cool. It's only like $20 on Woot right now, which is the prime price.
Woot.
And then it's funny. I was actually just thinking of picking this up, and it was also on sale on Woot. So I grabbed this before it's too late because I feel like this will be sold out soon. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Retribution for PSVR 2.
Oh, wow.
This is the only edition I think it came in. I don't think it came in like a regular one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is all it came with. And I had it on PS4, but I'm not opening that ever because the PS4 one is kind of a bitch to track down now. So I was like, well, if I'm ever going to play it, it's going to be this one. So I grabbed this one. This was like $20-something right now too. So it looks cool.
Okay.
And then I've wanted this for a while too, and it also was on sale, so I picked it up because this edition was a good deal. It's like $25 right now.
Yes,
Something like that.
Oh, that artwork looks so good.
Yeah,
And,
it's only... Yeah, go
what's
ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just gonna say it just it looks like, you know, kind of like a slightly above average, but not an insanely good RPG.
The packaging, though, it's like what really stands out for it. Like, you get a lot for your butt for that.
Oh yeah,
price.
Yeah, for $25 you get the box, which the artwork, which is really nice. You get the art book, the CD, the game. Not bad. It's 96-page full color art book.
XC Games is really doing a good job with those collector's editions, man. Like what they add to them. They had the basic like collector's edition stuff, soundtrack, art book, which is
I've been picking them up. I have this one. I have the when I showed you at the Rune Factory one I got last week.
I got that one covered tomorrow. Yeah.
Hell yeah! And then I like Rune Factory, and then I got this. I have the 2-story seasons ones. So
how do you display them, Joe? That's my question.
I stick them up my butt.
No, I just mean because they're
sideways,
weird size, so you kind of can't put them in the shelf sideways.
I put them on the top shelf. I don't put them with like my regular Switch games. I put them on the top shelf and like this. It's not ideal. Yeah. But yeah. It's
like I like those, but I had probably a dozen collector's editions that were all that shaped, and I ended up selling them all just because I'm like, I hate the shape of these. You know?
So if it really bothers me, what I'll end up doing is I'll just take the case and the game out, and then I'll put those in like a box and put them in my closet. If it really bothered me, like I would do that. But I got enough space.
That would bother me as well.
Of course, yeah. Well, I would ideally get a nice, a nice big house. I heard Puff Daddy sawing off his stuff cheap. Maybe I can get one of his places. Nice. Gotta freaking fumigate it, clean it real good though. You know, get the carpets scrubbed.
Man,
anyway, sorry. I know I promise I wouldn't talk about that, but it's really freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
We live in a wild world. Anyway, this is actually I'm the most excited about this pickup because I'm a dork, but I got the plate up. And I even spruced for the collector's editions, dude. And I don't ever get collector's editions really for the most part. But I love this game. Have you guys played this game, dude?
Yeah, it's a good game.
No.
It's super fun, man. Yeah, you're in a restaurant and you like cook stuff and you serve food and you got to clean up messes. You got to wash dishes. It doesn't sound fun, but it is fun.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
a game.
Yeah. Have you ever play Overcooked? Anyone play Overcooked?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, I played like games like Moving Out too, so I know.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's like a co-op game. It's I wouldn't play it solo. It's definitely not. But if you have a couple people to play, it's fun. I enjoy these games. I don't know, like
I love the size of that box too. Those are the ones that they fit perfect in the collection. They look great next to other boxes, just like that.
Yeah, it comes with it's got 4 collectible figurines inside of it. It's got these little dudes inside of it, so that's why it's so big.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's super fun, dude. I'm like,
you're gonna open it, right?
Yes, I am, because I am gonna play it. So I have it on Steam, but yeah, I wanted to play it on PS5 just because I bet it will play better, and I can use the PS5 controllers. And
you can use 2 controllers on the one, or is it only online?
Oh no, you can play couch co-op. You can play up to 4 players, couch co-op, or you can play online multiplayer, which is nice because I feel like a lot of games screw that up these days. Like couch co-ops, like they're like nobody does that anymore, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like nobody has like a brother or a freaking sister? Like what the hell? Like back in the day, that was like a big deal. Like my dad would buy a game that wasn't 2-player. That would just cause.
Oh, it only comes with 1 controller. Fight. Oh, we need another controller because there's 2
just fight.
people.
Yeah,
they're gonna fight over it. Yeah, exactly.
The only exception to that rule was RPGs because we would watch each other play those. Because I was like, what do you do? I don't know what to do.
One person grind, one person goes through a little bit of the story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, back then I'd be like reading the map, taking notes, writing stuff down, looking through the books. Like it would you had to work as a team a little bit. For me, when I was a kid, because there was like no hints or internet or like even I didn't have no strategy guides growing up until like PS1 era. So when I started buying my own strategy guides, so for Nintendo games and stuff, like I said, it was like a team effort because you would just get lost in those old games.
Yeah. I like those games that let player 2 help out player 1, like Jet Force Gemini, where you
Secret of Mana
control the little bot.
That's right.
Or Ukulele controls like the the bird, whatever it is.
Yeah, dude, I remember Secret of Mana. We were blown away when we figured out that you could use the controller too to control one of the other characters. I was like, "What? This is amazing!" Yeah, we didn't. I think we were like halfway through the game before we realized that was even a thing. And like my brother like figured it out on accident. I was like, he's probably just goofing around, and I'm like, "Are you actually doing stuff?" He's like, "Yeah." So cool, man. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just now, like, dude, like speaking of, remember I was talking about the Olympics? They came out with a new Olympics game on PS4, and it's like all of the other Olympics games up until this point, you could have like 4 players play, and that's why those games are fun because you get your friends together and then you all compete in events. Like, so you can throw the shot, put the farthest, who can do this. Like that was why it was fun. And now they've made it so you can play with 4 people, but you can only play with 2 people in a couch co-op, and then you have to play against 2 people online. You can't just play 4 people. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you make it a 4-player game but not allow people to play 4-player co-op? Like,
both options. Like,
so dumb, dude. Like it ruined the game. And I remember, like, I was so excited because me and my friends, we played those games for years, and I was like, I bought the new Olympics game, guys. Woo! Everybody come over. We're gonna have fun playing the Olympics. And we as soon as we figured out we couldn't actually all play together, I was just like, damn it, I was so freaking mad. We went and played the PS3 ones again because I was like, well, we're all here, so let's play the ones we like anyway. So dumb.
So good, like London. And, so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Beijing is like my favorite one, I think.
But it's good because you'll do a 10 event thing, and me and my buddy would do it. You pick one, you hand the controller over, he picks one. You know, you got to strategically do it that you pick events that you're good at, but you also know that he's not good at them. So
none of us were good at any of them. We were all always.
Someone would pick like shooting or something, and it's like a half an hour event where like the 100-meter sprints over in 10 seconds. You know.
Most of the time, they would go like we were all awful, and then one of us, for some reason, would have like some like godlike run at something, and no one could explain why, and we could never repeat it. So that was just fun, though. It was like because that kept track of records, and so like there's like I don't know, there's something very satisfying of like going over your friend's house and leaving a really ridiculous record on their system. You guys ever do something like that? They're like, beat that motherfucker, have fun. You just you leave it there forever. Oh man, that's some good stuff.
I love records in games. That motivates me to keep going of like leaderboard systems and things like that.
Oh man, we hit our usual 2-hour point, man. I guess it's time to do closing out a little bit, man. It's been a fun podcast as usual. I'm sorry, I'm the one bringing it up. I'm sitting in front of my computer like this is so bright, so my eyes are like, like this. Like, I'm trying to get used to this.
Thanks so much for coming on, man. It's been a blast. It was really good to meet you.
Yeah, definitely been fun, and everything like that. So, and Josh, you want to let everybody know where they can find you?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I had a great time. Fun hanging out and talking to everybody.
Yeah,
hopefully we can do it again one day. You can find me on YouTube, Retro Gaming Maniac, also on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, type in the Horror Insider Show. You can see some
Horror Insider
cool stuff. And also our Silent Hill video, which was great. We did a live stream playing Silent Hill Book of Memories.
Book of Memories online, that
was fun. Wait, Josh, wait a minute.
Huh?
We got 2 more players to play that with us on there.
Oh,
so 2 more players, We got Joe and
let's go.
So,
wait, do I have to buy a really expensive Silent Hill game? Because I don't know about that.
Ready to go?
No, just get your hacked Vita. You know, add the game.
All right.
You'll save
it's like $400 for the PAL version.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The PAL version has the best cover though. The cover of the PAL version looks sick. Like it shows like this kid like writing in this book. It looks all like demonic, but it looks way better than the American version.
Oh, is it expensive
PSTV, dude?
Is book of memories expensive now?
Let's just hope that we get a remake one day at this point.
Yeah, it's expensive, man. I like the game a lot. A lot of people didn't like it because it's not a traditional Silent Hill, but it is Silent Hill lore, like the story and everything like that. It's pretty good.
It's a good hack and slash dungeon crawler style game.
It's made by Way Forward too. Everybody loves them because they made Shantae and a couple other games. New Contra just came out. The Gulag one, is that what it's called?
Galuga.
Sorry, I thought it was Gulag.
I don't
Jail.
Know. Galaga. You get it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I had a good time. I'm gonna try to do some more videos. I want to get with Reggie and do another horror insider show.
We should make that happen soon. What game do you think we should do?
I don't know. We gotta talk about it. See what game.
Goosebumps on PS4. It looks spooky.
Okay.
No, it looks really bad. You should do it.
I thought it was solid.
No, no, it's like a Nickelodeon game or something.
I got a game in mind now. I think it'll be awesome for us to do. So that'll be a surprise for everybody.
Sounds good.
Looking forward to it.
On that note, we'll leave you guys to it. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see everyone in the next episode.
Bye, everybody.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collectors. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh at me, gonna listen to dreams, gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to the breaking dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the